Hey, it's Checkmate, and welcome in to Die in the Dungeon Discord. Over the past couple of weeks, there's been an art contest, a drawing contest, with the theme Thief Enemy. Alarts has an idea for a thief enemy in the dungeon that will steal the coins from the frog. The rules were pretty simple. You just have to design an enemy and draw an enemy that will utilize this type of mechanic. The winner was decided by a community vote. This was finished and the winner was announced, but there were so many cool artworks and designs to look at, so many potential cool enemies that could be added to the game. So if only one of these can be added, then I wanted to make this video to show off a few of the ones that I thought were especially creative or super cool to look at. But as you can see, there's a lot of cool artwork. I won't be able to go through each and every one, but I do think that there is a lot of cool artwork to look at. Even though the voting is already closed, you can still react with an emoji to let the artist know that you also appreciated this art. We'll go ahead and start off with the Highwayman Beetle. This was actually my submission. I gave kind of a rough sketch and sort of an inspiration from the real life Highwayman Beetle, and a friend drew this for me so I could enter into the contest myself. So you can see he's a cowboy Viking with a bucket of poison that he can lure his enemies with, and also a bucket of money. This is like a double-sided cloak, kind of makes him look more Beetle-ish as well, and he's got the Old West bandit look with his 6-shooter. There's also this cool wanted poster for the Highwayman Beetle, just to fit in with the theme. So unfortunately, we won't be seeing him in the game, but I appreciate my friend's help. And I appreciate everyone who's enjoyed this artwork. This next one is a dung beetle in a trench coat. So this was created by Fluctuating. Personally, I think this was maybe one of the coolest entries. I really wish that this one was going into the game. There were 75 people who reacted here. And the idea is, you know how you have the short people in a trench coat, or like the 3 dwarves or non-humans or something inside the trench coat, and the person at the top does the talking. It's kind of that idea here with the dung beetle at the top of this dung pile, and it's acting like it's a whole big person when it's just the beetle on top. So I thought the concept was really cool. Do love this style with the artwork. It's very, very bold. This was one of the first submissions. So I think that they have some really cool ideas of how this could be incorporated into the game, whether kind of luring enemies over, or the actually attacking from the dung pile. I think that's kind of cool. Dung beetles are very interesting, so I think they'd make a good addition to the dungeon. In real life, I believe they hatch their eggs in the dung pile, and you can kind of see them walking around with a big ball of they are nature's garbage collectors. So a lot of comments on this thread. People did see this quite a bit, but unfortunately this was not the winning vote, but I do hope we get a chance to see it. Up next, we have the Bumble Bandit. This one was created by Princess Anya. You might have seen her on another video in my channel too, but this one's got a story with it. This is actually meant to be an event. The bandit's shimmering purple and blue coat remind you of a relic you own, and with a jolt you recognize it, the infamous Bumble Bandit. Must have prismatic mangoes. It gurgles at you, hefting the club in a threatening manner. So this is meant to be a very punishing event. You can see that the consequences here would be pretty bad, where you lose all your money, or you take a huge hit from this Bumble Bandit, or it'll try to steal your prismatic mango. I do like the coloration a lot. There are bee enemies in the game already. There's the queen bee boss. This one reminds me kind of like a carpenter bee or a solitary bee. I think they have some like blue or purple type of bees that exist in real life. But I love how beefy and intimidating he is. This is not someone you want to meet on the roadside or in the dungeon or anywhere at all. He means business. You know, very nice traditional drawing on actual paper. Unfortunately, also submitted pretty late into the contest, but myself and 13 others thought it was a very cool suggestion. So next we have the Lady Thief Ladybug, which I think this is pretty cool. This is by Mirror Myth, and they say, I think it would be cool if there were ladybugs. So I think the design here is very, very interesting. I love they've got 2 different looks at it. One's a little more, I think, kind of game style, where you've got, you know, a little bit of a smaller pixel art. They have their coin and their monocle. I love this pose here. It's kind of like a magician sneak thief maybe like a Carmen Sandiego or that type of thing. Again, you got the monocle and chain. You've got the coins floating around as they juggle them. That cloak design's really cool. It's like the ladybug shell, but in a cloak. So just love the way that they have a lot of showmanship going into this posing and kind of the walking towards the viewer here. So love this one. I think a ladybug would be pretty cool. If it doesn't end up being a ladybug thief, maybe a ladybug magician, or this has a lot of possibilities. Next up, we have the gold bug. This is by Portal Girl. This is another friend. She's actually a mod on the channel for some of the live streams. So the shield here, this is actually a coin, like from the game, and it's a golden scarab beetle with a skull design. So it's super shiny. I love like the lighting effects on here. There's a lot of shimmery. You can tell this beetle is made of gold. It likes gold. It uses gold as weapons. It is gold. I believe this is actually a reference to like an Edgar Allan Poe story, maybe, with the gold bug. Definitely enjoyed this one as well. One of my favorite artworks submitted. And then we have, does anyone know how to beat Scarab? He's too OP to appear this early. Sinful Creature here has an actual game screenshot that they've created that shows the Scarab as a bandit that does look very powerful for Area 2. They've got a multi-attack here and a decent amount of health. So I love that they've kind of incorporated it. It really does fit in with the game style, I think. So you can tell kind of from the way that they've done the shading around the edges. I think that's very much Die in the Dungeon style. They've got kind of a sprite that looks really cool here. So they say, I hate this guy. Not only does he appear to steal my coins immediately after I defeat the previous boss, but he gets away with it. Beating him doesn't return the coins he stole. That's insane considering he gets a stack of boosted for each stolen coin he has. Wow, anyone have tips for shield builds early games so I can put this jerk in his place, please? That would be a brutal design. Immediately stealing and getting boosted from it, that really punishes players, I think, who hold absolutely any money. You really want to spend money after that, or in that first shop. This was a very cool design. I like that they tried to incorporate it into the game. Next up, we have Pillbug Thief. This is by Fru. He's got a lot of good designs elsewhere on the forum. He's a very talented artist, so check him out elsewhere in the art section or say hi. But anyway, he does a 2-for-1 where he's got the Pillbug Thief and a little spider, which they're both pretty awesome looking. So they're just little guys. Pillbug Thief will deal 10 damage or 5 block to itself or an ally, and it has a pickpocket modifier. This enemy will steal 1 coin each time it attacks and will flee the next turn if it's the last enemy alive. So then the on guard modifier, once damaged for the first time, it gains 10 block. Wow. Check out Fru's threads. Not only does he have really cool art that seems to fit really well with the game, so you've got the little bandit guy. Can you imagine fighting him? He just kind of steals money, and then if you leave him for last, I imagine he gets away. But yeah, check out his other arts. He does a lot of cool things I think fit in both from a style perspective, like an art style perspective, but also from a game design. He seems to have a real knack for that. Next up here, we have the Dread Flyrit Roberts. This is by FFFFG Unit. Of course, the reference, I love the reference. I think this is hilarious. We've got the cutlass, and then we've got the pirate flintlock pistol, and then of course a magnet to steal all of your wealth. I don't know what this is. He's just having fun, pirate time. And then we have Robbug. Robber plus bug equals cute little guy by Karobka. So he's just a little guy. He's got some money on his back. He's just got little tiny legs. He is super cute. He's just a very cute little money bag guy. So you can definitely see him sneaking over and stealing coins right out of the pocket. And then last, of course, we will talk about the Dragonfly. Never get between a dragon and its gold by Narwhalnut. There's 110 reactions on this one, so this one won the competition, and I think you can see why. So the theme was thief, right, and stealing coins or stealing gold, and they kind of went in a very creative direction of dragon, has hordes of gold, will steal gold in universe, Dragonfly is that's a very unique crossover, taking like fantasy elements and then sticking them into Die in the Dungeon. Stretching the theme a bit, but this Dragonfly would 100% try to steal your gold while guarding its own stash. This was super fun. Die in the Dungeon has really pretty coloring style, and even though this isn't pixel art, they tried to capture the colorful outlines and cool shadows. They also tossed in a few relic Easter eggs for fun. I think that is some of the coolest things. So one, they talked about the outlining. So yeah, this isn't pixel art, but it's a very clean drawing, very, very cool style. And again, with the coloring, I think they did a great job. Being see kind of the outlining where they have the light brown at the top and the darker brown at the bottom. Again, the light purple, darker purple. I think that fits in really well. So let's see if we can name them. Prismatic Mango, of course. Love the coloration. That's actually the money bag. I think that's like the inflation pouch or whatever, maybe. Empty chest, of course. So this one might not be empty. Maybe the other one's empty because the Dragonfly took everything from it. The golden fruit. So we got some gold. And then, of course, Listver's flask, the Scarlet Flask here. So I think this is a really cool, really unique take on the theme. I can see why it won, and I do look forward to seeing the Dragonfly eventually make it to the game. Huge shout out to Alarts for hosting this. I think it's really cool to showcase the art from the community and then give people a chance to influence the game a bit. I think that adds a lot of cool interactivity with the community. It makes it fun to be a part of. Thank you guys for watching. These were like my favorite ones. Check out the rest. Come and join the Discord. Check out the rest while they're here. Add in a couple more reaction emotes to let people know that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.